There we go. That looks good. All right. Hope everybody's doing pretty good. I just fogged up my glasses. That's going to slow things down a bit. That's life. All right, get that big thing up there. We won't need it very long. It looks good, sounds good, it's impressive. Everybody thinks they're hearing something awesome for a few minutes. I don't know. But anyhow, I'm putting headphones on, so I don't hear all that much. Does that sound fair? Does that sound fair? You guys got to deal with all the noise. Heck yeah. All right. All right, we're going to get at it. Hit the like if you haven't already, and we'll make this happen. It's a little big for what we're doing. Hey, what's going on, Dad, Woodchucker? Hello. that's about all I can really do with that big saw. And that's all right. We'll switch over to CARVE and BAUER and cut it down from there. You know what this is going to be yet? That's what I'm wondering, guys. Hit the like. I appreciate you being in there. We've been on 5 minutes. We got 17 likes. That's not bad, but it's not good either. What the heck? Come on, people. Work with me here. All right, I'm going to start cutting and carving and going crazy. And I just want y'all to hit the like button and show your support. How about that? That bar is on my through, and that's why I'm not wanting to make that cut. Let me try this one. I think it's in a little better shape. You just gotta keep yanking. Hit the like button. Cuts like butter. All right. What do you think this is going to be? I'll tell you what, this is one of our best sellers, hands down, and this is actually one I've never seen anybody else do. I'm the only one I've seen do this so far, and I'm sure others will start doing it, but I can claim this is the BAUER original. That said, what do you think it's going to be? Let's start bringing him out. it? It's a bat. It's a bat in a box. No, it's not a bat in a box. You have to figure it out on your own. So if you can't tell already, it's going to be a Highland cow in a bathtub. That's the plan. We're going to put some horns here. We have little horns, nose, face, all that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut his hair out. Go ahead and dig his nose holes. And then we'll start digging his body out in here. These are super, super hot. I mean, we do really good with these. Appreciate y'all being in there, by the way. If you will, please hit the like button. And we'll keep right on rocking and start getting this thing done. smile, you know? It can't just be all plain, sad-looking cow. He's got to have a little smile to him. But yeah, you can see him. He's coming out, his little happy face. He just looks so good. All right, so we're going to start digging his legs, or his front legs. Going to be like right here. And then his hooves are going to stick out. His back hooves, like he's sitting down, his legs are sticking up like he just fell down in there. He's relaxing. He's enjoying it. He's relaxing all cool while shooting some b-ball outside of the school. But anyway, we'll keep going. With your auntie and uncle in Bel Air. I gotta tell you, when you pop those pieces out like that, that's fun. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes they fly off and they hit you in the balls. And you're like, man, why wasn't I wearing a cup? Because I'm not that smart. That's why. Okay, obviously. Cow hooves, the back hooves are sticking up out of there. You can see the little split on them. Hope you guys like that. It's pretty neat. I think that really come out cute. We're going to do the same thing. Dig the front hooves out, kind of like they're laying here. He's relaxing. But we got to dig this piece out of here first, and that'll be okay. And this is where our foam spray will go. All right. because I really like chipping them pieces out like that. I just really think it's fun. I always tell her, hey, stay away from me. She's like, yeah, I come around here, you lunatic, trying to kill somebody. You're crazy. I don't know how you don't hurt yourself. She don't really sound like that. I think I'm going to go ahead and give him hair. But there's really just not much cow here. It's more tub than anything. So by the time we dig this tub down, it'll be pretty neat. But I appreciate y'all hitting that like. What do we got up to now? 148 likes in 26 minutes. I can't believe I do this in 26 minutes, let alone get that many likes. So, hey, I appreciate you guys. I don't care what your parents said about you. You're okay with me. I'll go ahead and do the hair real quick, and then I got to cut the band. And you cut this piece down, you put a band in the center of it. So it looks like it's a barrel. That's what we're going for. It's a barrel, or it's a Highland cow in a barrel. And I'll tell you what, just so I can get my act together and remember that this is a Highland cow, maybe once I put the hair on, I should put the horns in. I don't know. Let's see what happens. that was coming. I could hear it. It was sucking air. It made a little different sound, but we're out of fuel. That's the way it goes. So pick up another saw and keep going, right? I got that haired up. I'll go ahead and make my band mark, and that's a little tricky to keep that kind of, and it's art, you know, it is what it is, but it's a little hard to keep that band level going around. I think I'll just lay him down. That would be the easiest. Look, he's going to be on his side. I know all the water's going to dump out, you know, poor little guy, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? You know, he's a cow. He'll be okay. He needed a bath. He's getting it. That's not going to work. So, then I'll have to keep adjusting them. But I just want to get that band nice and straight, as good as I can. Back up on the side and start digging that band out. Get that other piece out of there. Yeah, set flat. And we'll start at the top, you know, because we want him to funnel down on the lower side, not lose too much up here. Like it's a barrel cut in half. If that makes any sense, that's what we're going for. All right, but hey, I appreciate y'all being in here. 178. Heck yeah, I like the likes, man. Pretty good for a half hour. Hey, Susie Q, Woodchucker, Billy, John, what's going on? Glad to see you guys. Heck yeah. Suzanne in there, you want to be sure and stop by her channel, check out her stuff. I mean, she's suffering. She had a broken hand, and I guess what happened was, you know, she was out at a bar. She shouldn't have been there, her and her husband anyway, and some chick said that Barbara Streisand was a good singer, and she said, no, she's not, and the chick said, yes, she is, and she whacked her in the face and broke her hand. Can you believe that? True story. No, it's not a true story. I don't know what happened. I call her Lefty. can see there, the band is out, but the band itself is a little flat, and I got to work it down too, clean it up pretty good. It won't take very long, but there's like some corners here that stick out a little further. Let's see what we got here. 211 likes. Appreciate that, guys. What's going on, Mike? Glad to see you, baby. Kisses. John, heck yeah, glad to see you guys. Hi, friend. How you doing? Matthew, my man. What do you know, buddy? Heck yeah. Happy Car Mungeon, by the way. That's Matthew. Happy Car Mungeon. He's going to change his name to Happy Carver because he's a good Happy Carver. Bringing some life to our barrel. We'll start putting the lines to it so you can tell what you're looking at. You're looking at a barrel, like a whiskey barrel. Uh-oh, somebody did something. Heidi Shoop, she's one of Bear's besties again. Thanks, Heidi. We appreciate you joining. Heck yeah. Now, speaking of Heidi, I'm going to make Heidi something, and William, I'm going to make them a little, like I made Susie Q, the bear in the bathtub. I'm going to make William and Heidi well, it's going to be Heidi's, let's face it, a little raccoon in a piece like that, like what I made Suzanne. I'm going to do that this weekend. I don't know what day, but we're going to do it. So there's the basic cow. Really, he's barrel looks pretty good. I could work it down more on the sides, but I think that's plenty good enough. And I would prefer to give him his horns and stuff. The outer layer is too wet to sand anyway. But I mean, if you want to see this thing basically complete before it's complete, we got to put the foam in and all that. So there's a good bit of work to go yet. But that said, as far as the chainsaw carving part of it, that's done. He's done. I'm going to put the horns in next, just so you get, well, drill the holes, just so you get an idea of what you're looking at. And actually, I'll pull him back out because I'm going to burn him here in a second. We're going to put the fire to him. 1-inch bit is like wore out. Let's hear, go buy another one, you jerk. I know. No kidding. Jiminy. Like making cottonwood or something. There we go. Okay, I found a soft spot. All right. Well, watch it. You don't want to be too soft. Okay. Stick one in there. And I'm not going to push them all the way in. I got to pull them back out to burn it. But I just want you guys to know, you know, you did the work. You sit there and you watch this all that time. You'll at least have some idea of what the heck you're looking at. And I don't think it's only fair to do that. Okay, so that's pretty close. It's got a little bit of an up angle to it, actually. Let me try that before I get too carried away. Yeah, I need a new one. It's bit, don't I? Let's see how that's lining up. And it ain't gonna be perfect, but let me step back and take a look at that. Yeah, that's pretty good. He's got like a little tilt to his head. That's gonna be just fine. I might shorten the horns though. I don't know. They seem a little long. And then the other issue you got is people have a tendency to grab them and want to pick them up from the horns, and they could break the horn off, crack the whole head. Let me tell you, that's a junk bit. Get hurt if I mess around. Woo! This is awful. Okay, I'm just gonna have to come up with another one. But you get the idea. Yeah, if I keep doing that, I'm pushing on that thing so hard that sooner or later my arm's gonna pop off and get hit by the paddle bit. But you get the idea. That's the biggest thing. I just wanted y'all to get the idea of what this is supposed to look like. So let's put the fire to him. He's got to be burnt and set for a couple days before you can do any more work to him. So let's do it. Let me turn the gas on. So the muzzle gets sanded. But you burn it to clean it up. All this stuff will get sanded. But this wood is pretty wet. So this part here, the hair, I burn the hair pretty good. I'm not going to catch that on fire. Just wake you up for that. I'll probably burn him a little bit more in the hair but he's got to dry. But like this part here needs to be black. That's what you're after. You want that to be nice and black. When you put the clear coat on that, it'll smear it, and it just looks so good like that. Here, I'm going to show you guys though that have never seen this before. If you're watching, I've got this one over here. This was the original first time I ever tried to do this. Whenever a guy named Jeff Woody, he gave me this idea. He had seen somebody do it, and so this is the first one I ever did. Well, we just kind of held on to it, and I did the soap wrong and stuff like that, or the glue. It was supposed to be foam, and I just misunderstood. But anyway, we just kind of kept it, and we put some foam on it, just messing around, experimenting. Well, I ripped all that off. I'm gonna clean this up because we're pretty desperate for some stuff to sell for a show we got coming up anyway. Hey, I appreciate that, Alexandru. But anyhow, I'm gonna buff this guy down this week, clean him up real good, and then him, once he's ready, he can be sanded. They'll get the foam, and it'd be pretty neat, you know, pretty good time. But it didn't take me that long. We've been on here 49 minutes. All the chainsaw carving except for the relief cut is done, and I'm not going to ask you guys to sit through and wait that. Oh, you just paint it. I just painted the BAUER, the spray. What do you mean, baby kisses? You mean the BAUER? I was going to sand that glue off and put the foam just on the side, and I'm going to sand that off and redo that in the bands and all that, but not too carried away at the same time. But we definitely want to do the foam. But that's what I got, and I think we'll be back Friday or Saturday. We're gonna do Heidi's I think Friday, because that's the last Friday of the month. And what's that? That's a members live stream giveaway. Oh, okay. So we got that going on. That's coming Friday, the members live stream giveaway Friday too. So we're gonna be carving Heidi's little raccoon. It's gonna be a little piece like that, you know, made out of a 4x4, and that's the plan. Other than that, check out Creation Dust 777 every Wednesday, 2 p.m. My buddy over in New Hampshire, the best chainsaw carver in the world. You guys want to check him out on YouTube? Creation Dust 777. Okay, guys, that's what I got. Appreciate y'all being in here. Baby kisses, Billy Shoemate, Woodchucker, Mark tries to carve, AMG Hydraulic Technologies. What's going on? Hey, we'll see you guys later. That's all I got, and you know the drill. Come back when you can